The Attorney General of the Federation seeks commitment of cabinet ministers and others in Nigeria's open government partnership. And on the foreign scene, the North and South Korea to hold first inter-Korean summit since 2007. A very beautiful evening to you and welcome to Superscreen News at 8, reaching you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onka. Many thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has promised to invest in human capital as well as promote the unity of Nigeria. The president disclosed this today at the 10th Tinubu colloquium to mark the national leader of the All Progressive Congress. We'll bring you details of that story in later. The House of Representatives has disputed claims of a publication alleging that members of the House collected $30,000 each to change the sequence of the 2019 general elections. This follows a point of order raised by Damburam Nuhu during Wednesday's sitting, where the lawmaker described
Mr. Speaker, they said we've been given $30,000 to change the sequence of the election. But the question to ask is, given bribe to change election sequence, by who? In whose interest is it to change the sequence of the election? Mr. Speaker, when these people are talking, blah, 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 that the president has refused assent, that we are going to veto it, I don't know. Is vetoing it not part of the power given to us by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? If we are to veto it, are we doing something that is against the Constitution of this country? Oh, I'm worried the way these newspapers just write stories.
Other members who spoke described the allegations as a slap on the face of Parliament. Speaker of the House, Yakubu Dogara, however, ruled that the Ethics and Privilege Committee should investigate the matter and report back to the House for further actions.
This is an allegation coming from outside, coming from the fourth rank. And in one fell swoop, has indicted governors, indicted ministers, and indicted every single member of this House. Number two, you cannot send this to the Ethics and Privileges because every member of that committee has also been indicted. So you become a judge in your own cause. This is a matter that is ripe, Mr. Speaker, for litigation. This is a matter that is ripe for litigation. By the time you slap hefty penalties and damages on those who should otherwise be conducting what they call investigative journalism, I think we will see a stop.
We should even thank the press, because from his presentation it's been alleged that the minister in consort with some governors are planning to bribe the National Assembly. Not that money has been shared.
No, they said that.
Because that was what Honorable Abante said. So if that's the issue, it's like they're raising a red flag warning to us that, look, money is coming on, and we should be careful. So really it's the Ethics and Privileges that will look into the complaint of the matter to determine whether his privilege is being breached or the privilege of the institution has been breached. If they so decide that no privilege has been breached.
And back to our earlier report, President Muhammadu Buhari has promised to invest in human capital as well as promote the unity of Nigeria. The president disclosed this today at the 10th Tinubu colloquium to mark the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC.
It was a roll call of politicians, lawmakers, captain of industries in Nigeria at the 10th Tinubu colloquium organized to celebrate the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. With the theme, Investing in People, President Muhammadu Buhari expressed commitment to investing in human capital in Nigeria's unity. For the Vice President, Nigeria must end corruption now.
We must invest in people. Here I can say that the expenditures made by this government constitute investment in and for the people. We depend on the people to govern. This government recognizes this. Hence our investment in critical areas that touch the lives of people directly. Social investments program, the school feeding program, massive investment in agriculture, a sector that employs over 65% of our people. We strive to set Nigeria on an irreversible path of growth and development. This is the objective that guides our investment and expenditures as a government. We join hands to build a better country. We are resolute in our commitment to uplift our people and to make Nigeria a better place.
The corruption of the previous 5 years is what destroyed the Nigerian economy. Huh? Every time we talk about this, every time we talk about corruption, our opponents say, don't talk about it, just do your own, don't talk about it. We must let our people know that we cannot afford to go this way again. Never again should we allow a system where people take the resources of this country and steal the resources of this country, use the resources against the people, and at the same time, they want to continue in rulership.
On his part, the man in whom all is guarded, Bola Tinubu, pointed out the flaws of the past administration and promised to work on a paper that will bring Nigeria out of poverty, just as the governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, among others, extolled his virtues.
We know that there are challenges. But what are we doing about it? And we must articulate those programs, make a promise to Nigerians once again that hope is back. We have the audacity of it. We will bring Nigeria on the right path of prosperity and banish poverty forever. Mr. President, jointly with you, we are going to work on strengthening the pension plan to stimulate growth and this economy. I promise you a paper I will come up with. I work harder quickly because you spend your time here.
There's no better birthday present that we can give to the Senegals. I try to go and meet you. And the theme of today, look around you. There are only a few people that can match his unquestionable task to invest in people.
He's a father, he's a leader, he's a role model. So today we are celebrating an enigma, somebody who has distinguished himself before Nigerians.
Siwaju will be resolute to any matter. He doesn't care who is God, and he's very sincere. Very sincere. You can see the number of people they have built all over Nigeria.
The Tinubu Colloquium is an annual event organized to discuss matters of national interest with the sole aim of achieving excellence in governance. Adinkiawoye Ajiboye, Superscreen News.
Ahead of independent IW 2019 elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has solicited support of the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, to curb open vote buying at polling units in the country. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, who made this appeal while receiving the police boss at the INEC office in Abuja, called on the Inspector General to ensure democracy is not communized.
We approach the AGT and Osun governorship elections, and as we move into the 2019 general elections, to pay particular attention to this disturbing practice. We'll be happy if the police will deploy special forces, beginning with Ekiti and Osun, to ensure that what transpires at the polling units is nothing but the will of Nigerians. Only the votes cast freely by citizens will determine who wins the elections, not inducement of citizens by the use of cash at polling units during elections. I'm confident that given the level of cooperation and synergy we have with the police, this matter will be addressed.
Responding, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, described this visit as a necessary move to ensure a violence-free poll in 2019.
We are here as a continuous consultation with the INEC in the preparation of the coming elections. Of course, I want all of us to be aware that from July and September this year, we are going to conduct some elections in Osun and Ekiti State. And these two elections this year is going to be a continuous exercise until next year, when in 2019 we are going to conduct a national election. So today I want to inform everybody that because of this continuous consultation and synergy with INEC, you are going to see our faces more at the INEC headquarters. They are important obviously to synergize to ensure that we have a peaceful elections in the coming months in Nigeria.
In other news, the Nigerian Army has laid to rest 11 soldiers killed in Kampani Doka village in Burning Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. The governor of Kaduna State, Nasser El-Rufai, also donated $500,000 naira to each of the bereaved family. Report says the soldiers are a special force executing Nigerian Army's exercise Ayak Batuma, also known as the Rat Race. With full military honor, the remains of the soldiers who were killed on March 20th was buried at the Commonwealth Cemetery in Kaduna. The Oba of Benin, Oba Eware II, has promised to give returnees from Libya 3 months' salaries. A statement signed by the King's Chief Press Secretary, Desmond Agbama. Oba Eware announced this when he hosted Libyan returnees in his palace. Apart from the allowances, the Oba Eware Foundation would also provide the necessary tools and facilities for those who had gone through various skill acquisition programs in the state. Oba expressed disappointment over the mentality of Nigerian youths with the quest to make quick money without legitimate means and embrace agriculture and other legal barriers in the country. Primary school pupils in Lagos State have been subjected to intellectual and spelling tests in quiz competitions. The pupils were brought together by the organizers of Intellectual Test, Oma Dictionary, on Wednesday in Lagos for the competition. Details in this report.
The second richest man in the world, Bill Gates, on his visit to Nigeria, advised the federal government to invest more in human resources than infrastructure, an advice embraced by many scholars. Today, educationists have intensified efforts in the country at developing children's spelling ability. To further promote accurate pronunciation, spelling of words, and improve students' vocabularies, these pupils from different primary schools in Lagos State were brought under one umbrella to test their intellectual abilities.
Simply to the pose around the body and have a journey behind the beard. And mother's hand, looking in the shadows, clasping devil, strikes down of his victim. Nightfall comes like a dreaded disease, seeping through the pores of a healthy body and ravaging it beyond repair. A murderous hand, lurking in the shadows, grasping a dagger, strikes down the helpless victim. Coming and going the several seasons. Please stay out to Babachi. Fellow man, please, our kindred spirit. If index is not enough for you, true, it lives to the touch when flood builds the banks, and the bats and the owls often tear in at night. Genre is spelled G-E-N-R-E.
That is correct.
Gouache is spelled G-O-U-A-C-H-E. Gouache.
That is correct.
There was once a very rich merchant who had 6 children, 3 sons, and 3 daughters. Being a man of sense, he spared no cost for your education, but gave them all kind of masters.
There was once a very rich merchant who had 6 children, 3 sons and 3 daughters. Being a man of sense, he spared no cost for their education, but gave them all kinds of masters.
Apart from this, there were other side attractions to make the participants happy.
I'm 8 years old and I'm feeling kind of, I want that you to see anything like that. My parents so bad, but I can't over time. And when I see them, it's really making me I say yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. Let's go now. Let's go now. I'm only 8 years old and I'm feeling kind of you. I want to eat that thing I can do. My friends throw paper cans over town. And when I see them do this, it makes me frown.
The academic rap is a very, very important segment. It has taught the kids, how to express themselves. The importance of diction, appropriate pronunciation when it comes to self-expression in anything and everything you do, rap, music, wherever it is.
Organizers of the competition, Omar Dictionary, speak on the rationale behind it and equally gave their advice.
We need a platform for the children to really see the importance of good reading, and that is what Omar Dictionary Awards has done today for the children. We also have proper pronunciation. You hear people say plumber instead of plumber. You hear people say congratulations instead of congratulations. We have so many funny pronunciations. The belief is that, well, I understand the rudiments of grammar. What's pronunciation? I don't care.
We're trying to create a platform for pupils to show their skills, because we find out that speaking in the right diction is not well done in Nigeria, and so we train pupils in so many skills, and then we try to create a platform bringing them together to come and compete and see how well they've learned the skills we've actually trained them on.
I think it's something that our kids need to help brush them up and help them to speak rightly. Like was said at the occasion, it's always encouraged that they should speak the right station.
My piece of advice to the other pupils out there, even from other schools, is that they should try as much as possible to embrace speaking in the right diction, and that is to speak in the British accent, which is the standard English that we are to be using in Nigeria.
There is no gainsaying that any country that wants development in all ramifications must invest in sound education. And the reason is not far-fetched, because human capital development will lead to national development. With competitions like this, expectations are high that Nigeria will begin to churn out future leaders that can stand the test of time. Adinke Woyajiboy, Superscreen News.
Coming up on Superscreen News at 8, Attorney General of the Federation seeks commitment of cabinet ministers, others in Nigeria's open government partnership. These and many more stories coming your way after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. And on the business scene, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, has called on cabinet ministers and heads of departments and agencies to show commitment to Nigeria's open government partnership. Malami made the appeal at the Third National Steering Committee meeting of the Open Government Partnership in Abuja.
Open government partnership is about open, transparent and accountable government that displaces the possibility of corruption, which is beclouded in secrecy naturally. All levels of government, ministries, departments and agencies, and it is being indeed, it is targeted at the states and local government among others. To have in place a structure in line with international best practices on account of the fact that Nigeria is equally registered as a member of the Open Government Partnership at the international level to operate, to put in place a framework that will now allow for the Open Government Partnership, that will now allow for transparency, that will allow for openness, that will allow for accountability of the government as far as its engagement with the students are concerned. So Open Government Partnership is about transparency, it's about accountability and openness of governance.
The Senate has rejected the request by the Kaduna State government for a $350 million loan from the World Bank. The rejection was based on the recommendation of the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts and the 3 senators from the state. Nigerian Navy says it has discovered 6 new